With obesity becoming a huge health issue in the UK, it's not just burgers and pies that we should be worried about eating. It's the alcohol that we're drinking too.
What's important to understand is that there's a lot of calories in alcohol, actually 7 calories a gram.
There are 250 calories in 1 pint of strong beer, and this is 10% of the average man's recommended energy intake for one day.
NHS Local asked a group of 8 friends to keep a diary of how much they drank over a typical weekend. In part 1, we found out that the girls drank more than 6,000 calories between them, and Jessica polished off half that by herself. So how does that compare to the boys?
Down to the main event, the gents. OK, so over this weekend, you consumed 10,818 calories. No. Who do we think the biggest culprit was here? Chris Cannell.
Yeah.
You consumed, over this weekend, 4,667 calories. That is half, pretty much, the amount of the total for the whole group. You described that as a standard weekend.
I didn't feel that much.
Chris drank the most out of the boys across the weekend, with 20 bottles of lager, 2 cocktails, 500 millilitres of punch, and 4 bottles of Alcopop. Ashley drank 8 bottles and 1 pint of lager. Adam had 4 pints of snakebite, 2 glasses of red wine, 2 shots of Sambuca, 2 pints of lager, and a litre of strong cider. And finally, Chris had 2 large bottles of strong lager, 2 double vodka and cranberries, 3 bottles of cider, 2 vodka and colas, and 2 shots of apple sours. Now that's a lot of booze, but what does that look like in terms of food? First up, the girls.
So, Jessica, you drank your way through 3,300 calories this weekend. If we put that in terms of food, what would you pick out on your plate here that would be the equivalent of 3,300 calories?
Oh, lots. 1, 2, 3, 4 donuts. 5 slices of pizza. 7 cookies. 2 slices of very heavily buttered bread. Yeah, I think it's that.
That's not a bad guess at all. Do you want to keep on adding the pizza?
How much more pizza?
Just a little bit more.
Surely not.
Okay. What about your bread?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
You can take away a few cookies now. You probably didn't
thanks.
have that many. That there is the same amount of calories as what you drank this weekend.
I'm disgusted with myself, actually, I've got to say.
So, Jessica, you drank your way through the equivalent of 8 slices of pizza, 4 jam donuts, 4 slices of bread and heavily ladled butter, and 3 cookies there.
So altogether that's 3,300 calories, and when the total recommended daily intake for a woman is just 2,000 calories, it means Jessica's had more than 1.5 times that amount just in alcohol.
If you knew you were drinking that many calories, would you still drink it?
No, I don't. I really honestly don't think I would. Maybe if that was like an entire week's worth of alcohol, it wouldn't be so bad. But considering it's only 3 days, that's pretty awful.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, very shocking.
Yeah.
OK, so now down to you, Chris. This weekend you consumed 4,667 calories in alcohol. How about you plate up and see what you think you had?
4 pieces of buttered bread. 2, 4, 6. We've got 8 pieces of pizza there. This is shameful. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 donuts there. 6 cookies. Something like that.
We've got 8 slices of pizza there. I'd like you to take another 8 off, please.
No.
You can put 2 of the donuts back, but I'd like you to take another slice of heavily buttered bread and another 4 cookies. So, in total, we have 16 slices of pizza, 10 cookies, 5 slices of heavily buttered bread, and 3 jam donuts.
And that works out to be 4,667 calories, nearly twice the recommended daily intake for a man.
How does that make you feel?
Right now, all I can think about is my arteries, and God help them.
Does that shock you?
Yes, it's shocking to see it visually like this, but in terms of alcohol intake or per units, I think it's shamefully quite representative of what a lot of students are doing. At the beginning of the study, I was completely ignorant as to the relationship between sort of the beer content that we have and also the calories involved. And if I wasn't doing the sport and the exercise that I do, then it might then become a serious problem. So better to sort of understand that now rather than in 5-10 years' time.
The link between drinking and obesity, actually, it's not something you think of. You think about food and weight gain, but not drink and weight gain. And I think the most shocking thing is just to see that huge pile of food, and just to think that I drank that. I was pretty appalled at myself, actually. It is going to make a difference to the way that I think about drinking, and when I go out, and I'm maybe just not so much, and I'll be doing myself a favour health-wise.
So obviously you're students, you want to go out, you want to have fun, but you've just got to be aware of how much you're drinking and just think about the amount of calories you're consuming as well as the units. Now, alcohol has other side effects, for example, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, even cancer. So just be aware long term of what you're having.
Thank you very much, guys, for coming this afternoon. I hope you've learnt a little bit about the calories that are in alcohol. And next time you go out, I hope you have a little bit of a think about what effect that can have on you. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers. Thank you.